Hey there.
If you want to get amazing results with your Facebook ads, the key is to stay up to date. Facebook is constantly changing, and new features are being rolled out all the time. Just like with any platform, if you don't keep up, you'll fall behind. Trust me, I've been there. When I first started, I'd get frustrated when I missed a key update or feature that could have made all the difference in my campaign results. So today, I'm going to share something really important that I've learned. How to set up a Facebook ad campaign structure that really works with the latest features, specifically dynamic creative. Creative. If you've watched my previous video, you know that I showed you how to use dynamic creative, and I cannot stress enough how powerful this tool is. It's been a game changer for me. But here's the thing. This new campaign structure that I'm going to talk about today pairs perfectly with dynamic creative, and it's going to take your campaigns to a whole new level. But before we jump into the specifics of the new structure, let's say your account has been banned. Or maybe you don't even have a new one yet. What should you do then? Well, I've got you covered. I know how stressful it can be when you're starting from scratch, or if your account has been deactivated and you're thinking, what now? But don't worry. Below this video, I've shared a link where you can get access to a brand new Facebook ad account at an affordable price. That way, you won't miss out on all the great opportunities Facebook ads can offer. I know how much of a difference having the right tools can make. Now, back to the campaign structure. Let's get one thing straight before we dive in. When should you use this new campaign structure, and when should you steer clear of it? Here's the deal. If you're running a direct offer strategy, where you're advertising a product or service and you want people to click on your ad, go to your site and either buy or become a lead, then this new campaign structure is perfect for you. It's exactly what you need to start seeing results. But here's the catch. If you're running an omnipresent content strategy, where you show ads to the same audience over time to build trust and foster relationships, then this structure is not for you. Let me share a little story from my experience. When I started out with Facebook ads, I made the mistake of trying to use the same structure for everything without understanding the strategy behind it. I quickly realized that running the same setup for cold audiences and warm audiences just didn't work as well. Trust me, I've been there. If you're trying to build trust with high-value customers over time, then stick to the old structure. For about 80 to 90% of advertisers, however, this new structure is a game changer. It's a streamlined approach that cuts down on the fluff and lets you focus on what really matters. Now, let's rewind and talk about how we used to set things up before the new approach came into play. Imagine this. You're running one campaign for each product or service. You'd use the Advantage Campaign Budget, formerly Campaign Budget Optimization, and Meta, Facebook, would automatically allocate your budget across different ad sets. This used to work fine for targeting a wide variety of audiences. You'd have about 3 to 5 ad sets, one for lookalikes, one for interests, one for retargeting, and maybe one for open targeting. You'd also have multiple ads within those ad sets, usually 3 to 4. Some might be image ads, some video ads, giving you the chance to test different creatives and see what performs best. But as you can imagine, the more elements you add, the more things get jumbled up. It was easy to test a lot of different things, but it also made it harder to pinpoint what really worked. And that's where dynamic creative changes the game. Imagine being able to test up to 10 creative variations in one ad. Different images, headlines, and text. It's like giving your audience a choice between 10 different flavors of ice cream instead of just one. More choices might sound better, but in reality, too much variety can confuse your audience and make it harder for Meta to figure out what's actually working. Let me share a story to make this clearer. Think of dynamic creative like hosting a dinner party with a bunch of friends. If you serve 10 different dishes, people might get overwhelmed not knowing where to start. But if you focus on just a couple of really good dishes, they're more likely to enjoy the meal and keep coming back for more. The same goes for Facebook ads. Too many variables at once means Meta has a harder time figuring out which combination of creative works best for your audience. So, how do we solve this problem? we simplify the rest of the campaign structure. First off, we no longer use Advantage campaign budget. Instead, we now put the budget at the ad set level. Why? Because when you're using dynamic creative, there's already a lot for Meta to manage. If we also give them control over the budget, we're adding one more thing for them to juggle. It's like asking someone to do 10 different tasks at once. They're going to get overwhelmed and the results will suffer. By setting the budget at the ad set level, Meta has one less thing to worry about and your results are better. Another change we've made is reducing the number of ad sets. In the old structure, we tested multiple ad sets targeting different audiences all at once. But now we've cut that down to just 2 ad sets, one for interest targeting and one for open targeting. We test these 2 ad sets for a week or 2, see which one performs better, and then we pause the underperforming one and test something new. This keeps things simple and efficient. For retargeting, we're taking a different approach. Instead of combining retargeting with everything else, we now create a separate retargeting campaign. This allows Meta to optimize for cold and warm audiences separately. By breaking things out, you're giving Meta the space it needs to optimize each audience type correctly. At the ad level, I always recommend having just 1 ad per ad set. It may sound limiting, but it's actually a huge advantage with dynamic creative. With 1 ad, you can test many more variables than you would with multiple ads. It's all about focusing your efforts and working smarter, not harder. So which structure should you use? If you're using a direct offer strategy or something like a lead magnet strategy, then this new structure is what you need. But if you're just getting started with Facebook ads, I'd suggest sticking with the old structure for now. It's simpler to manage and you'll be able to see which ads and audiences are performing best. Once you get comfortable though, I highly recommend making the switch to the new structure. It's perfect for experienced advertisers ready to take their campaigns to the next level. Finally, Facebook ads are always evolving. So if you want to stay ahead of the curve, make sure to subscribe to the channel. I'll keep you updated with all the latest changes and best practices. Meta is rolling out new features all the time, and I'll show you exactly how to use them to get even better results. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next video.